and our weekly news updates. And this week the news are there are no news.
Well, probably there are news, but we're not talking about them.
Yes, our news.
D&D covers and all that shit, but that's...
Yes, I think that is almost
it's all news
ago.
now, yeah.
Yes, it's the the anniversary of D&D and all that.
50th.
Yes, 50th. Okay, whatever. No, it was a round number.
I think it's 50th.
Yes, I think it's 50. I was saying 30, but I was thinking at the same time that's too...
Yeah, no. I started playing longer than that, and it was already around. So, yeah, there are no news, and when those news were still news, we weren't doing any videos. We haven't been doing videos.
You haven't been doing anything? No, I know you've been doing a lot.
No, we have been doing.
Well, me too.
But not publishing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what have we been doing? We'll talk about that after we do some publicity, some advertising.
Drum roll or roll drum.
It's also not really news, but
it's a reminder.
Yeah, it's a reminder. This month we have a
raffle.
Not really.
Not
giveaway.
A giveaway. Yes, I was trying to remember.
We're not going to raffle it
because I was thinking yes.
Well, maybe we can raffle. We can raffle something besides the other three.
Well, it's a giveaway, but
let's
it's a
announce
raffle,
something
right?
else. No, it's not a raffle.
Okay.
You're not raffling it. It's so we are going to give away 3 books.
Yeah.
To the biggest spenders at our website. Yes,
I was forgetting that detail.
So it's not really a raffle, but we are going to add something else. Besides those 3 that will be given to the people who spend more money at our store, but counting only our Ratchet books. If it's
the Pandit verses, it doesn't count. It's not the Pandit verses.
No, he has no verses. Maybe he has verses, but he doesn't publish them.
Medieval authentical verses.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Yeah,
to use on your campaign.
I imagine that most that Americans aren't really aware of how bad medieval poetry is.
No. Well, they know. Yeah, although they make fun of bards. Everybody that plays fantasy makes fun of bards.
Unfortunately, we at high school we have about 3 years where we have to study.
Well, not me because
poetry.
I was on Portuguese B.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't. Yeah.
So
we weren't tortured with that. Just a little bit.
But probably the English have that problem as well. But I'm assuming Americans don't have to endure that shit. I hope you don't have to. It's horrible. Okay, so now that we have talked about medieval poetry,
a reminder for people to spend money at our store this month in order to win.
The person who spends more money in shit will win a hardcover Ratchet, expanded Ratchet. Then second place will get a softcover Ratchet, expanded Ratchet as well. And the third place will win another book that will be...
a setting of choice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless that person wants something else. But it will be, assuming that that's probably the choice, it will be one of the Ratchet settings. But now we are going to add something else. We are going to give away another expanded Ratchet book in softcover, and that one will be
a raffle for anybody.
Yeah, for everybody that spends at least $10.
Yes, $10. Of course.
Yeah, you must have a minimum for this. So $10. If you spend $10 in our stuff, not the Pandit files, not verses. If you want verses, you have to ask him. So if you buy our stuff and you spend more than $10...
Even if you're not the biggest spender, you still have a chance to win.
Yeah. So we'll include the biggest spenders as well. Mm-hmm. If they get this one, I will...
They can pick another,
pick another
thing,
else.
Of course.
So that was something new. Now about other stuff.
Darker.
No, right now that's the only thing.
It's still getting darker. It
is. Yes, it's still getting. Yeah, it's getting darker.
Last week it was summer. Now it's autumn again.
Yeah, at least in terms of climate, it's the climate change. Climate is changing constantly.
It's all Greta's fault.
Not Greta's fault. It's our fault.
No, it's her
Greta
fault.
is saving us. So darker. It's almost finished from my perspective as the writer of this setting, and the game designer. Well, I didn't change that much. It's mostly similar as we mentioned before, but the setting has nothing to do with the Wretchedverse. It's just a little tiny bit that is similar. I'm using our signature creatures because I like them a lot, and
we need a Carnifex plushie.
Yeah, I guess so. Actually Carnifex is not there, but the Apostles of Pain are, and I renamed a few of them. I turned them into categories instead of, for example, Dominatrix now is not just one person, not one creature. It's a style of so they look female, and they have human appearance, mostly human appearance. The Apostles of Pain are like, now instead of being a group that includes everything, they are Carnifexes. So not all exactly the same, but they are male demons with that Cenobite look. So that's the similarity that we have in the when compared to the Wretchedverse in general. The rest of the things are not exactly the same, but though you can say that they are all wretched for other reasons. This is probably, or no, not probably, most definitely the most offensive thing, the most problematic thing that we have done so far.
That we have ever written.
Yeah.
Because I know people could say that man is more offensive, but we haven't written.
Do that. Yeah, that's true. Man is more offensive, but I didn't do it so well. But this one is almost as offensive as man. It's the only reason it's not as offensive is because it's not humor. So the jokes probably make it a little bit more problematic, man, than this. But it's a horror game, a contemporary horror game. So it's about things that are happening right now, and the things that can be turned into horror, I guess. And most of them are. The things themselves are not supposed to be problematic because the people decide what's problematic or not. They think that's all normal. The bad things are normal. I don't think they are normal. So basically, all the abnormal stuff that is happening in the world today will be part of the subject of this game. Not just that, of course. There are demons. And they are behind part of this. Of course, you can just concentrate on the demons and not as much on the other things. But I think that there is a reason to include all this. Bad corporations, governments, international organizations, cults in general, several types of cults, different types of cults. Sex cults, drug cults, death cults, child killing cults. So there are all of these things are subjects that are normal in horror. But these ones are problematic.
In this one, because they are based on modern audiences.
Yeah, based on modern things. But they are based on modern things, so this makes it problematic. Which is interesting because this is exactly the same kind of subject that not the same kind of subject. It's made the same way that horror games were made before. Yeah, the same approach that they were made in the 90s. But back then they were not problematic because the people that are now deciding what is problematic or not, they were writing the games then. So and they were satisfied with the subject and the approach. Right now, if they write a horror game, the bad guys will be the capitalists and the imperialists and the colonizers and the white people.
But they are all capitalists.
And they are, but they have an image, a strange image that the capitalists are the bad guys, but not the good. So, for example, the owners of Facebook, they are not capitalists. They are good people. Or let's say Microsoft, that's good. And Amazon, all those things are good. Apple is wonderful.
Disney.
Yeah.
All
that
lovely.
was the best. And so this is why Darker will be the most problematic of our settings. The game itself is not really problematic. The rules are not problematic, I think. Well, maybe they are. As we mentioned before, this time the art will be mostly made by humans that read, and that obviously there will still be AI, but I've not yet reached that part.
You haven't that artist hasn't done anything yet.
No, that one is still waiting for my requests. I will only use AI art this time for the minor pieces. So the monsters and all that, they will be they will have
Portraits.
I'm not sure if I'm going to call portraits illustrations for monsters. They will be made by Jeremy Hart, and the illustrations for the cults and organizations will be made by Chris, who does the comics. And I don't know, maybe I'll use some stock art by Jeremy as well. I'm not sure. If something applies, I'll probably use it. The rest of it will be portraits for people, for example. Those will be I'm not going to commission that. It's just no one cares about that, so that will be AI art. And the cover is also by Jeremy. He has already done one sketch for that, and
it's going to have a 90s vibe, right?
In terms of art, yes, but in terms of content, not really.
No, I'm thinking about in terms of art and layout, maybe.
It will be inspired by stuff like White Wolf games, Vampire and all that. Not exactly, not inspired.
It's too bad. We should have
because it's black and white.
Yes.
That's why
we should get a bit more of, well, can I say, sales based on nostalgia. But the problem is people turned woke.
Yeah,
so
no.
the people that are nostalgic for the cult and White Wolf in the 90s, they all turned woke.
Some of the customers we have probably are those people, but I guess it's a small part of the audience, of the general audience, not ours. And so that's why probably we don't.
All the others became better people.
Yes, now they have improved, and now they are buying Powered by the Apocalypse games, and they are very happy with that. Probably not. They're miserable, but fuck them. They are miserable. At least they are miserable. That's the only thing that we can say about this. That's good. They are miserable. And they are making other people's lives miserable. That's the best part.
The best part for them.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Because misery loves company.
They don't really like the company of that people, but they like to see them miserable.
They like to spread the misery.
Yeah, they like to spread the misery. So these are most of our news. You are also doing something, or at least
I'm doing an adventure that will be part of Darker, and then I'm going to do something for space. That's the plan.
We've decided earlier today that the next thing I'm going to do before even Darker is published, because
it needs to go to the editing, and this is supposed to be a slow one.
It will probably be, yes. I don't know how long it will take, but since I don't know, I will just put it on hold. So when I finish,
I think our game is good to come out in the summer. Summer is good for our not really, but
it will be the summer. I'm sure it will be the summer, but it's not going to happen this month. I'm very sure about that. So I'll have to start working on something that won't take long, so we can still publish something this month. And so I decided to pick up something that was in our list, and it will be for bastards, wretched bastards. So dark fantasy. Let's hope that people are still interested in that. I mean, not in dark fantasy in general, but in our dark fantasy. Later I will return to our favorites, New Flash, but for now I think we need some bastards to see if people are.
Well, my next ideas will probably be bastards. After
Okay, so-
this one for
So let's
space,
bastardize.
yeah, then I'm probably going to do the next two, which I'm not going to say because I tend to change my mind. But the next two should be for
Okay,
bastards.
I'm not going to change my mind, so
I
can,
know, when you say
I
you'll do
can
something,
now
you'll do something.
announce that the next thing we'll do, or I will do, before I start doing the layout for Darker, will be. There's no name for it yet, but it will be a series of plot hooks, or developed plot hooks, kind of adventures, for a mercenary company.
Well, there is a name, but I forgot what it is.
Yeah, I think I had an idea. It was the title of a Motorhead song. It will be a series of adventures, scenarios for a mercenary company working in several places in the world of Wretched Bastards. So in Antilia. It will be a way to introduce some more hints of places that are not caravans. That's Europe. And I think it might be a nice way of going back to Bastards. I don't really like to do fantasy, but this is a little different thing. It will be just very small. I'm not really. I can't call them adventures. I guess it will be ideas for contracts for a mercenary company. So it will be a small description, some obviously the description of the company, some of the characters, and then several contracts.
It's like that board on The Witcher and
yeah,
so
like that, yeah. But
and other
well,
games.
probably a little bit more detail than those jobs, but also it's for a mercenary company, not just for
I know,
a character,
not just for an adventure.
and not for a Witcher, yeah. And probably some of the adversaries will have to be detailed. Perhaps some monsters, creatures, new creatures that are not unique, probably, instead of just I don't know. Instead of minotaurs, just one minotaur in specific, not one species, something like that. Orcs were already, but there will be orcs, of course.
Of course.
This is Wretched Bastards. There must be orcs.
I want tranny orcs.
Tranny orcs, okay.
Have,
So there will be
orcs.
How can we call that? Troon orcs.
Turks.
Turks.
No, not Turks.
Turks.
That's offensive.
Turkish people. Okay, Turks. So that will be probably the next thing that we'll publish. I'm not really sure about that, but yeah, almost sure. Yeah, I guess, unless someone else does something. But I'm not really expecting anything from other people in the next weeks. So it will probably be that series of adventures for mercenary companies. Probably someone is going to say, "Oh, that's Black Company." Yeah, I read the first book. I'm not really. I can't say that I'm a fan of that. Too much magic, I guess. Even though there's not much magic, but there are magicians there. So, no, I wasn't expecting that. I purchased the first book a while ago. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting more like just
swords.
Yeah. Then there are magicians that. Not really what I expected, but okay. You can play magicians anyway. Kind of. There are no magicians in Bastards, or almost no magicians. They are really psychics, but they think it's magic. So they are magicians in their own eyes. What else is new? I don't know. Maybe there are other things. There's the Acolyte, right? That's a new thing. But you haven't.
No, I haven't seen it. No.
I started, but then I fell asleep. But it's awful.
See the things you do to yourself when I leave you alone.
Yeah, it was really awful. But I'm still going to subject you to that. I think. I think it deserves to be.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all.
I think that's all.
Yes. So.
We'll have to find a reason to do another video this week.
Yeah, something stupid. We need to see what is going on.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to study the stupidity in the world, and maybe I'll do a video about that. This one was just news, so no one is going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
No one is watching it now, so we're just talking to ourselves. Okay, so that's enough. Bye, and we'll
Bye and bye.
Bye and bye. We'll come back as soon as we can.
Bye bye.